At the heart of love is sacrifice. Jesus says this, he says, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Love will cost us at moments. It'll cost our time, our money, our energy, our focus, our attention. When we pay attention to someone, we give of them, we're sacrificing something of value to demonstrate our love. In the Old Testament, the people of God were instructed to bring sacrifices of animals to God, which seems a little crazy in a way. Why would God want animal sacrifices? Why would it please him to burn something up that was perfectly good? In fact, the animals that he asked to be sacrificed were the best, the firstborn, those without spot or blemish. Why would God do that? Well, I believe it's because God needed us to see, his people to see, that their love for him was strong enough to allow them to let go of things that had value for them, things that they were connected to. In fact, the Passover lamb was one that was specifically raised by the household, that they had a connection with, so that its sacrifice had emotional meaning to each member of the family, as well as practical or financial meaning. When we give of ourselves, when it hurts, when it costs us, we're demonstrating the value that that relationship has. And it turns out, when we give to someone, we actually value them more. If you pass up a beggar on the street or a homeless person, your brain will do you the favor of telling you why you did the right thing to not give to them. On the other hand, if you sacrifice your time and money and take them for a meal or give them something to bless them, your brain will do the favor of telling a story about that person that generates greater value, that they're down on their luck, that they've had it hard. And when we give to God or to another person, we will enhance our view of them simply by virtue of our investment. Take a look at how you spend your money and your time. Who do you give to when it hurts you? Who do you take time for and spend money on? Well, I believe we should do that with the people that are most important in our lives. But even more, we should demonstrate our willingness to sacrifice to God. It wasn't about the animals or the blood as much as it was about God's desire for us to know that our love for him is greater than our love for ourselves and for those that love us. He wants to be number one. He wants us to be connected to him by sacrifice. God himself shows his love for us by sacrificing the most precious thing to him, his dear son. When we receive that sacrifice, we want to look at it as those family members looked at that beloved lamb that was sacrificed. The sacrifice of God has meaning for us when we are connected with Jesus, when we see him as the source of our life and we grieve the pain and the suffering that he went through. At the heart of love is sacrifice. Receive God's sacrifice and be willing to sacrifice to him and to others as you grow in love.